How's it going, guys? Vaibhav here and welcome back to another video. Now, a couple of days ago, I got an email from the guys over at Blloc promoting their new Ratio launcher, which is a minimal and mindful smartphone experience, as they say. Now, it interested me because it was different from the launchers that are currently out there, and for that reason, I've tried it over the past week or even 2 weeks now, and I've got to say, I am truly impressed by what I've seen. This being a beta / invite-only software, there are a few things I'd like to highlight before we get into the video itself. First of all, it doesn't work with all Android phones. In fact, officially it only supports OnePlus, Samsung and Google Pixel devices, with more coming in the pipeline very shortly. And 2, it's not a very conventional process to get this on your smartphone. Of course, with the email you get a beta code which you need to enter on Blloc Desk, which is a companion application for your desktop to essentially install the pro version of Ratio using a USB connection to your smartphone, which is what I've been rocking. Now, coming to the experience, it's as minimal as it can get. You get 5 tabs by default based on your usage, and to me these are plenty. You can change their list icon and the name to your preference, and access to them is fairly intuitive. I've used the launcher with its dark mode, but there is a sun mode for anyone who wants to permanently damage their eyes with all that white. Like, seriously guys, just use the dark mode. You also get a focus mode, which is neat and offers a visual change, but that's about it. If you head into Ratio settings, there's actually a lot of stuff you can play around with. Things like opacity or how the application tiles are configured, and customization is really deep here. You can tailor it to each individual application, which is really impressive. But by long pressing and releasing an application, you get this menu which outlines everything from how you've used the application over the past couple of days, or how it looks on your app drawer, from what sort of icon or what type of vibe you want that application to present in general. And you can tell the phone to do exactly what you want. If you'd like to set a custom brightness for a certain application, you can do that, or set up authentication before you open it. It's just so easy to do, which I appreciate. There's also this expand command, which I kind of like, where you get to see more of a certain application right from the app drawer. And there are also other commands, like for certain applications, we know they're limited to a portrait mode, but you can force them to launch in landscape mode. And of course, it's not as seamless, but it does give you that option, or launching in black and white, for instance, if that's the aesthetic you're going for. Just on the last bit though, it essentially applies a filter over the screen, which means if you pull down the notification tray while inside the application, the notification tray will also look black and white, but that's just a very small thing. The other neat part about this overall experience is root. Again, it borrows a minimal style and you get exactly what you'd like just by swiping right. I found it pretty easy to read the news, look up the weather, and use conversion, and again, it's pleasantly seamless given this is a beta at the end of the day. But I think one of the launcher's crucial features is that it visually allows you to track how you're using your smartphone, complete with time, and that could serve as an eye-opener for a lot of people. Something that does need work though is battery consumption. This launcher consistently takes up to 8 or even 10% of my battery, and that's a big deal for a lot of users. I'm using the launcher on the OnePlus 70 Pro, so it's not a big deal for me given the fact that the phone has an AMOLED panel, so with the dark mode, you get battery optimization, plus the battery inside the 70 Pro is not small by any means, but definitely this is an area that Ratio or Blloc really needs to work on to optimize it further. And in fact, this is without a Blloc Desk connection to synchronize your data to your computer, so I can only imagine how fast the battery would drain if I had this thing connected. The other thing about the launcher is the learning curve. You might be used to configuring applications based on folders, for example, which aren't visually present here, but you can of course add a drawer to your liking and get a similar experience. On the overall though, I think Ratio from Blloc is a very good end product, and it'll only get better with time. I like how you can customize things that you would only be able to do with root access in some cases. You can track your usage, and the overall minimal experience with it sort of bringing together what you use on a regular basis and learning from your usage really helps out in the long run, especially for me who switches phones on a regular basis. Plus, the developers of the application are also hard at work fixing bugs and bringing in support for more devices and more new features as always, so that's great to see. So as far as using this launcher goes post this review, I'm pretty much going to stick to it, and if the next phone I switch to has support for this launcher, you best believe this launcher is coming with me. But that about sums up this video in a nutshell. Let me know what you guys think about the launcher down in the comments. I do have, I think, 2 or 3 keys to give out. So for anyone who wants to try this launcher for themselves, just tweet me and I'll be sure to, come across. If there is a key I can give, I'll probably give that to you for you guys to try. So you can follow me over on Twitter by checking the description. And yeah, that's about it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, found it useful. Thanks for watching. This was Vaibhav, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.